Morning. I thought I would just take a couple minutes this morning to make something yummy to have with my coffee, using up these scraps that we had from our veggie tart project that we made yesterday. So I'm just going to show you something that is quick and easy and tasty and a nice way to use up these scraps that you have. So I'm just going to need my rolling pin, some flour here on the counter to prevent sticking. And this is what I did with those scraps. I just mashed them up into a rough square shape and put them back in the refrigerator. And you're going to want to use them up within probably a couple days. And then we just roll this into a large rectangle. You know, how much space you're going to have just depends on how thin you cut your tart shell yesterday, how big of a tart you were making. I mean, this isn't going to make a lot of anything. This is just scraps. But you are going to try to roll this into as much of a rectangle shape as you can. But if you're not perfect, it's okay. I mean, if you're doing this like me on a Saturday morning with your family, in your pajamas, who's gonna judge? Okay, almost there. Rough rectangle, right? So then what I'm going to do, I've melted a little bit of high quality butter. I'm just going to spread that all over this pastry. Okay, then I am going to take some brown sugar. I'm not being fancy at all. I'm not using any measurements. I'm trying to make it easy and quick and something that you can just do in a flash on a Saturday or Sunday morning. And spread this out. And, you know, brown sugar can get clumpy, so I just like to break that up with my fingers. It's way easier than trying to break it up with a spoon or a fork. I mean, of course you could do it ahead of time. And but this way I figure, you know, I'm breaking it up and I'm also spreading it out kind of at the same time. So this dough we made yesterday is pretty neutral, so it didn't have a lot of salt in it, which is why it lends itself pretty well to do sweets also. It's pretty it's a pretty universal dough. Okay, then I have some walnuts, chopped walnuts that I had left from our previous babkala project. So what the heck, I'll use those too. That's a good combination. Brown sugar, walnuts, and then just a little bit of cinnamon sprinkled over the top. Okay, maybe a lot of cinnamon, I like it. And then I've left this back edge pretty clean. No butter, no anything, so that as I roll it up from this other side, I can kind of squish it together here on this end to keep it from opening up. So I can just take this edge and, like we did on another project, just pinch that dough together. Pinch it all the way down the edge so it doesn't fall apart, and pinch it down these edges So as you're moving it and doing other things with it, it's not going to all spill out because you've got a lot of dry ingredients in there. Then I'm going to get some of these nuts and sugar out of my way and use a sheet pan with some parchment on it. And I'm going to just put this right on the pan right off because as I slice this, I am going to have some things fall off, and I'm just trying to keep it a little tidy. And I'm just going to cut this into 1/4 to 1/2 inch slices. My oven is already heating. I set it for 400 degrees. And these ends you could just leave a little bit bigger. And then what I'm going to do with all these slices is just lay them down flat. So tip it on its side. You might want to use the knife to help move it. You know, just kind of carry it like this to another spot so all that good stuff that's on the inside does not fall out. And just spread them around the sheet pan. Leave a little space because they should grow just a bit while they're in the oven. Okay. So out of my scraps, I got 4, 8, 12, 13. Lucky 13! Little bite-sized snacks for later today. I'm going to put them in the oven for 20 minutes and then see if they look nice and golden. It's not going to get like super dark like some things when you bake, because if you remember in our past baking, we brushed some egg wash on it so it would get that dark rich color, or even some heavy cream on it. You can do that on these if you want that darker color. I don't think it really needs it, but you will take it out when it's a little bit lighter. So it'll be golden. It'll definitely have a golden hue, but it won't be a rich dark brown. So I'm going to put these in the oven now, and I'll take them out in about 20. Okay, I've just pulled these out of the oven. They're looking lovely and golden. Ooh, and hot. And these are going to be just the right thing for me to have with my morning coffee. Maybe 3 today. And you could see, ooh, I flipped one. As if on purpose, so you could see how that sugar gets gold and caramelized on the bottom, and that's gonna make it delish. So as you could see, it was about 5 minutes of prep, 20 minutes in the oven, and you have a nice sweet little snack for morning coffee or middle of the afternoon pick-me-up, or even midnight snack if you're so inclined. So hope you enjoy. Bye.